All right, here we are. I forgot to mention this in my video for the Oval, but the theme opening, the credit opening was really good. Sistas definitely had it as well. I guess you could say Sistas was short and sweet and to the point, which I like. So with this being said, in this video, we're going to talk about Sistas, which I believe for both the Oval and Sistas, the pilot episode was titled Pilot. Can't really be mad at that because it was exactly what the episodes were. Now, off the bat, Sistas, I was very nervous. And if you looked at my Sistas videos, and you know that I was kind of concerned about what could I bring to the table with the conversation. For episode 1, actually pretty good. A lot of people were telling me in the live stream chat I did earlier that more people were saying that they liked Sistas better than the Oval. And even in the live chat, people were saying, yeah, I like Sistas better. It's just that I don't know about the 10 o'clock time slot. And I can definitely agree with that. And that's why I typically don't watch Greenleaf live. I'll watch it like the next morning or something because 10 o'clock is like, ugh. But the Sistas, man, I mean, the thing about it was I didn't even have a moment. Well, we didn't have a moment to breathe. I mean, first we got that amazing cliffhanger for the Oval. Then we get the preview for next week. Next thing you know, Andy and Gary are having sex. It's like, wait a minute, I need some space in between this to, just process everything. But I guess you could say for this review, I'm just really going to talk about Andy, who is working at the law firm, Sabrina, who's a teller at a bank, Karen, who I don't know if we talked about what her career was. I believe she has a hair salon or works at a hair salon, and Danny, who works at an airport. So Andy, Sabrina, Karen, and Danny were the focus because they're the 4 main characters. So for this review, I think I'll talk about, like the cast chemistry and what each character was doing in the episode, because during like the back half, they're at a Freddie D's for drinks, just kind of hanging out, celebrating it's Andy's birthday, even though she doesn't want to be reminded of that. So with Andy, we learn about her relationship with a man named Gary, who is married, Mary, to, we later find out, Jasmine Borders. Shout out to Crystalie Naomi if she's watching this. She will be portraying Alyssa on the Haves and the Have-Nots in season 7. Be on the lookout for her. And basically, Gary has been promising Andy for months now that he would be leaving his wife in order to be with her. So apparently, what is it? They meet up at like 4 a.m. or something in the middle of the night / morning. He gets up, leaves, takes his kids to school, and then goes home, goes to the gym or whatever. Basically, Andy is the side piece, and I can kind of relate to that in one. If you ever watch my video about why do I love Alex from the If Loving You Is Wrong, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, yeah, you should go watch that video. So in any case, the person I was, seeing wasn't married. Let me just put that out there. Relationship, long distance, long story. Watch the video. Anyway, no need to talk about my lack of a love life and troublesome. But in any case, Andy is definitely, she was the standout in this episode, not just because of the relationship stuff, but the KJ Smith, I just love the way she portrayed the character. Like from the moment we first see her walk into the law firm offices, strong, confident, and fierce, pretty much, the underdog, just there. And, basically a black woman a black person in general in a place where, she really wasn't that welcome. Being black is one thing, being a black man is quite another. But then being a black woman is like, I feel like, there are more odds stacked against you there. And, she's pretty much being told, hey, we're taking a shot on you. This is a big case. Are you sure you can handle it? The way she carried herself when she met with the soon to be divorced woman and just talking about how her husband and his attorney requested the meeting and everything. Just the way she was calm, cool, and collected. Like, oh, well, remember, they called us. They're the ones waiting. That means we can take our time. You want some cream in the coffee? I'm like, oh, shoot. So basically they go in there and it's like, oh, well, I want 5 million. And, I think before that he agreed to 4, which she would have taken. But with meeting with Andy, she was like, okay, here are the demands, 25 million. What the hell? Like, what's going on here? So they both step out because Andy did her homework, pretty much, some questionable tax records that even the wife didn't know about. They come back in and he's like, do you read the body language? I'm like, okay. Remember, I was a communications major, so learning about, body language and things like that, key points of being a lawyer. She comes in, or excuse me, both gentlemen come back in, and she says, okay, fine, 20 million in the house. What? And then he's like, whoa, calm down. So the woman who was going to settle for 4 got 20 million in the house. Apparently that is the biggest settlement at that law firm. And the next day when Andy goes back in, she gets a standing O from everyone that works there because the woman who she had helped out had a friend who is actually trying to get Andy to help her with her situation as well, which is Gary, which, that was the cliffhanger ending, which will continue into the next episode. With Karen, she's seeing a guy named Zach, who I believe that Danny set Karen up with, and apparently they've been together for about 3 years and some change, and she's at the doctor's appointment for like her annual checkup. Luckily no STDs due to the fact that having unprotected sex, and apparently Zach stepped out on her with some insta-ho, I believe, and from that she just needed to take antibiotics, needed to check herself, and of course she has the right to be upset about that. I think some of the funniest lines came from either Zach or those interacting with him, like where Danny confronts him at the airport, stops the little buggy and everything and tells him off about messing around behind Karen's back and the fact that I set you up with one of my friends and you doing her dirty. And then the old man and woman who are riding on the back of the buggy, the man's like, can we hurry this up? We got a plane to catch it. And the woman's like, oh, no. I want to hear about how he's a little bitch. I'm like, what the hell? Shoot. So that was pretty funny. And later in the episode, he's at their apartment. She wants him gone. It's like, I don't want to hear anything else. You pack your stuff. I want you gone by the time I get back, because, she's going to Freddie D's with her girls. And then when she does get back, it's kind of funny because, well, not what I'm about to say. What comes later is funny. He's begging and everything. It's like, come on, this is our place. Remember, I helped you with the deposit. Yeah, then 3 years of no rent assistance. I'm just like, dude, that was crazy. So later on, he apologizes and I'm nothing without you and I need help and blah, blah, blah. So he ends up sleeping on the couch and overhears the vibrator, comes in, is like, it's lonely out there. I hear you using that. And then they have sex. Probably the funniest 2 lines of the episode. And a lot of people are saying like their favorite character of the episode was Sabrina's gay coworker at the bank. He has some good one-liners as well. But yeah, I think Danny was definitely the support of the episode. Like she kind of had, she's the loud she's like the Natalie from If Loving You Was Wrong, the loud unspoken one of the group. So I can definitely see her being, the most comedic of the 4 main characters. But I can't wait to see what her story arc is going to be as the season progresses, which I do believe both the Oval and Sisters are supposed to have 25 episodes this season. So Sabrina works at the bank. Can I just call him Terrence? Because I know him, Terrence, from The Pain. So basically, he rolls up in the bank. Apparently, has been doing this for every Friday for the past 6 months, 6 weeks or whatever. And, well, I think it was 6 weeks. And he finally built up the courage to ask her out. Her, friend at the job says that I think he's gay. And, well, based on the preview for next week, so in any case, they meet up at Freddie D's later that night. They talk pretty much, why don't you have a man? I say the dress was black, not blue. I feel like this is one of those internet things where is the dress gold or silver? Or are these shoes pink or blue? Or, those things that go viral for whatever reason. Yeah, so then we... Okay, so what? Wait, did I talk about everything? Yeah, I guess the other thing is Andy related, where it comes down to... Yeah, the back half of the episode was definitely Freddie D's focus, where Gary comes up to take Andy away. Then we get wait, was that it? Gary and Andy, Terrence and Sabrina. Yeah, then I talked about Karen going home. Danny was the comic relief. Wait, I think I summed up the entire episode just now. Wow. Yeah. Huh. Did not expect that. But in any case, guys, I thought it was a pretty good start. I think that I don't know if I'm going to be up at 10 o'clock every Wednesday to watch it. We'll have to wait and see. But I have, after all this time, set up my smart TV to have BET, well, actually, excuse me, Xfinity set up so I can, watch TV from that instead of just my laptop or through an HDMI cable. So the best part about it was watching the shows in HD, not having to worry about the connection blinking out, which means that when the haves and have-nots returns January 7th, I can watch it, no issues. I think I got my little system set up where I'm watching the show on the TV, tweeting from my computer, and taking notes in my notebook. But yeah, I think the definite character was Andy, and we see the connection between Andy and Karen in the fact that Karen's the only one who knows about Gary. I believe she's the only one of the group that has met him and knows about him being married. And Karen and Andy kind of make a pact where it's like, okay, I'm going to leave Zach and you need to stop messing around with Gary because, as Andy put it, I feel like a whore, like he gets up in the middle of the night, but I still feel like he's the one, and he says he's going to leave. And it's like, look, it's been 6 months. And you said you give him 4 to move out, and he hasn't done that. And then at the end of the episode where those two are together and he gets a message from his wife about how their son is sick, it's like, give me a few more months. So basically, after talking with some people between, now and when the episode aired, some people are like, I don't think men will like it because of how men are portrayed. I can see that there aren't all good men and there aren't all good women. Like Andy seems like a good person, but is she a good woman for messing around with a man who is married, who she knows is married, and then is karma coming to bite her in the butt because her potential next client is the wife of the man that she's messing around with. So yeah, it's definitely a conflict of interest there. So I really want to see how that's going to go. And I guess this leads to a lot of good discussion. Is Andy a good woman? Which might be its own video. Honestly, I might record that tonight as well. I'm in a talkative mood. But yeah, I think Andy definitely was the standout character. I can't wait to see what kind of comedic aspects that Danny has to bring to the table. What Karen and Zach's future will be. And what will Sabrina do about Terrence? And I think I'm going to call him Terrence. I know he probably has a different name on the show, no doubt. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, but as I'm looking this up, make sure you follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And as always, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We just hit 93,000 subscribers. Trying to hit 100. We're almost there. Calvin. His name is Calvin Rodney. He's the owner of a real estate company. Oh, yeah. Okay. What is it called? Calvin is a successful, hardworking, and charming person from Brooklyn. Where are you from, kid? Queens? Brooklyn. He's the owner of a real estate company. He's genuinely looking for love, for a connection, and let Sabrina know that he's been wanting to ask her out for a long time and following her on social media. He is not bound by rules of masculinity. He defines himself and doesn't let others do it for him. Calvin. I'm still going to call him Terrence, though. So in any case, let's see. I think that about does it. And remember, there is a show coming out called Bruh, which I do believe will be the accompanying series for Sisters, but on BET+. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think of the series premiere for Sisters? What would I score it? I did give The Oval an 8 out of 10. Sisters. What would I give it out of 10? 8 out of 10 as well. It was a decent start to the series. And you all know kind of like what I did with Ambitions and Greenleaf, because even though it's season 4 of Greenleaf, it's my first time watching live and reviewing it, whereas Ambitions had its very first season. I give, kind of grace on the premiere episode because the premiere has a lot of responsibility to introduce the characters as well as the premise of the series. But as the season goes on, the scores will kind of vary depending on the highs and lows of the episode. This was pretty decent. I can see why people say they like this show. The Oval, I knew like that first scene of like the first lady and president going at it physically definitely turned some heads. Some people are asking me about the nudity factors. Like, what about, Tyler Perry showing nudity like in the Oval and whatnot? I'm like, well, remember the first scene of Loving You Is Wrong was Alex and Randall going at it in the shed. So what was in the Oval? Barry and his new girl were going at it. Sorry. And basically from there, we'll just, I guess it's because BET. So, he's probably doing things. I'm not going to say he's doing things on BET that he didn't do on OWN, but it's just like, I get it. It's like the first episode. You really want to present these shows as being, new and different. And I can definitely see that Sisters definitely has more comedic aspects than The Oval. But somebody on the YouTube Live made a good point. It's like, I like how both of these shows aren't too drama soapy. They have a nice mix of drama as well as some comedic aspects. Obviously, Sisters has more comedic aspects than The Oval, but The Oval did have its moments where it's like, yeah, both shows had moments where I'm like, I chuckled. Both shows had moments where I'm like, okay, I can't wait to see where this is going to go next. Yeah, great cliffhangers. And I'm pretty sure as the seasons for both shows progress, we'll learn more about the characters. So with that being said, bravo for both Sisters and Oval. And if you didn't catch this in my Oval video, like if you're watching this before the Oval, I'm like floating on cloud 9 because Tyler Perry freaking retweeted me, which like blew my mind. I've been doing the YouTube thing, the blogging thing, the Twitter thing for years. Never got any kind of recognition. I've talked with pretty much a majority of the cast, from the haves and the have-nots, If Loving You Is Wrong, the Pains, and, Will Packer's Ambitions. But for tonight to have him retweet one of my tweets, finally, and remember, if you've been on the channel, you saw like I did a 39-minute video about why hasn't Tyler Perry noticed me yet? Like, if you watch the video, you know what it's about. I'm not like, oh, why doesn't he notice me? I'm responding to the numerous messages I get about that in that video. So to actually post that video several days ago and then have him retweet me, and BET retweeted me as well earlier yesterday. So that's been helping with the numbers. And yeah, the channel hit over 93,000 subscribers, getting more likes and everything on my Facebook content and Twitter. So that's been a blessing in itself. So welcome to the stage, the Oval and Sisters. I can't wait to see what the remainder of season 1 has to offer. I will do my best to, be awake to watch these shows live and tweet with you all. The Oval, definitely. Sisters, kind of like Greenleaf, I don't know yet. 10 o'clock is a bit hefty, so expect my episode reviews up by Thursday. I will do my best to get episode reviews up by then. Once they put the trailers on social media, whether it be the BET, YouTube, or Facebook or whatever, I'll do my trailer breakdowns as always. So let me know your thoughts about Sisters in the comment section below. Between the Oval and Sisters, which show did you like better? Yeah, so let's talk about it. And yeah, so I will talk to you all later. I need to take a break. And also my last thing, I'm sorry, I forgot. I mentioned this on social media as well. I am working on the haves and have-nots teaser promo breakdown. I'm still waiting for them to post it on social media. That way I can have like HD quality. But I guess if they don't post it by today, then I'll have to work with the trailer that I already have. People have sent me, they recorded the trailer from their phone. So I guess I'll have to deal with it there. But yeah, so there's a lot to talk about in that. But I am thankful, just blessed, because the Lord gave Tyler Perry the ideas for these shows. So I got Greenleaf to review, which I will watch the episode and do. Greenleaf will be up between now and the weekend. Don't worry about it. I've just recorded the Oval premiere. I just recorded this video. So it's Sisters and the Oval. I'm going to put these up in the next hour or so. So the big things now. Have not teaser breakdown. Greenleaf episode review. I saw they posted the trailer for that for next week's episode. Then I probably have about the one sister video about Is Andy a Good Woman? And then number 5 is probably an episode. Oh yeah, also once they post the previews for next week's The Oval and Sisters, that's 2 more videos. So I have about half a dozen videos I know I need to get done between now and this weekend. So thanks again for tuning in, hearing me babble at the end of this video. Make sure you follow me because I have plenty of Facebook groups, one for the Sisters, one for the Oval, and you'll see links to everything in the description box below. Take care, everyone.